One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, Andrej. My name is Aaronspevak from Chicago, Illinois, but I'm actually living here in Vilnius, and I'm a drum teacher, and I do many different types of drumming. I saw your video today. I was really kind of excited to see that people are asking questions about how to improve their drumming in the Facebook group. I really like that you are not afraid to show people what you can do. You're not afraid to show your flaws, and you're not afraid to ask people for some advice. So I figured I'd give you a short lesson in a few different techniques. You had asked about your left hand and how to improve your left hand bouncing, which we call diddles. And there's a lot of different ways we can do that. The first thing I want to talk about is that there are a lot of different kinds and a lot of different styles of doubles. Don't let people tell you that one way is a right way and one way is a wrong way. There are many, many different correct ways. The way I do it is just one correct way. There are many different correct ways. For example, if you're a jazz drummer, you're going to play your doubles very differently than if you play in an orchestra. And if you play in an orchestra, you're going to play your doubles very differently than if you play in a marching band or a drum and bugle corps. So there's a lot to know about doubles. We're going to give you the most generic version of doubles instruction for today. What I can see with your hands, all your strokes or hits start to become kind of the same. This can be to blame for why your left hand is not keeping up with your right hand, because instead of having a lot of low notes with some accented notes, some bigger ones, they all kind of become medium notes. And that's what I call the gray area, and that's what slows drummers down a lot. I want to talk very quickly about the grip, general grip. It's very important that we do not hold the drumstick too far in the middle. This is not a good place to hold a drumstick. I'm not saying that's where you were holding it. I'm just explaining. This is too balanced. We want to have it be about 1/3 of the way back, and this is going to allow us to have enough weight in the front of the stick. You don't want to hold it too far back, then it starts to get a little bit too heavy. You'll lose some control. So about 1/3 up is where you want to hold the drumstick. This part, the good news, you do very, very well. I can see that in your hands that you're pinching. Your grip looks something kind of like this, and that's fine. You're holding it pretty much in the right place, I can see. The problem is, for beginners, that feels pretty comfortable. That is limiting the amount of skin or fingers that you have on the drumstick. The more fingers you have on there as a beginner, the slower your drumstick is going to be, because your hand actually cannot move fast. Hands don't move fast. The sticks do move fast. So we have to figure out how to make this stick move fast in our hand. So how do we do that? Well, we use the small muscles. All right, think about it. And remember this, big muscles move slow. Small muscles move fast. So if you want to play really loud and really powerfully, think about using big muscle groups like your arm or your elbow or anywhere in your forearm. These are all big muscles. But if you want the stick to move faster, we have to start considering using smaller muscles, such as our fingers. When I watch you play paradiddles, I can see that your low notes become a little bit too high and your high notes become a little bit too low, and they all start to sound the same. So there's a couple things we can do. Pay close attention to each first note of every paradiddle. These are accented and should be played louder than the other 3 notes. For drummers who are still learning the physics behind a drumstick, it's important to know that there are 3 different ways we can hit the drum. We have the full stroke, which is where we let the stick bounce. All right, bounce, bounce, up, up, up. It's very natural feeling. All right, you let your hand follow the stick. That's the full stroke. All right, so that's number one. Number two, I'm going to play some full strokes, and then I'm going to play the downstroke. Watch the downstroke. Ready? What happened there? All of a sudden, I use the back fingers to stop the stick. And that's actually very important for your paradiddles later. We're not going to stop the stick, but you do, in this case, you want to practice stopping the stick with your downstroke. All right. This is super important. Why? Well, it's because the next note that you're going to play in a paradiddle is going to be a double note, and it's supposed to be small. The other one is the upstroke. We're going to start down. We do tap and up. See how that works? Pop. That one feels a little bit unnatural. Don't think about it too much. It'll happen a little bit more naturally when you put it into a musical phrase. Now, our first exercise. We have 3 different things that we're going to focus on for right now. We are going to learn accent taps, then we're going to learn about doubles, and then we're going to put accent taps with doubles together, and that's what's going to make our paradiddle combination. The first thing we have to practice is mixing loud sounds with soft sounds. All right, and how do we do that? Well, we make an exercise for that. I'll put the sheet music for accent tap right here next door so that you can see that. 1, 2, here we go. Now, this exercise might seem very simple, but this is essential for being able to play paradiddles fast and clean. This mixes very black and white notes, or think of them as ones and zeros. The loud notes are ones, the soft notes are zeros, like binary code. Bum, boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, bum. Keep it slow and keep it correct. Don't be tempted as an adult to go too fast too soon. That's very important. Now, we have a nice exercise that's mixing loud notes and soft notes. That's great because that's exactly what the paradiddle does. The next exercise we want to talk about is our doubles exercise. But from the beginning, I want you to play around with making the stick bounce as many times as you can get it to go. Left hand 2. Your first reaction will be to take your fingers off. That's kind of okay for right now, just for experimentation purposes. Try to keep the finger on, following the doubles as much as you possibly can. It's going to help you later. Now, we are going to play the exercise, which is very, very famous. It's called double beat. This is going to help work on your doubles on each hand, one at a time. When we practice drums, it's really good to focus on one hand at a time, especially when you're trying to learn something for the first time. All right, here's our double beat exercise, and I'm going to play it for you. This is 16th note bass. The 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1, a 2 E, and here we go. The rhythm we use, da-da, 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 dum-dum. 4 groups of fast doubles, followed by 2 eighth notes. Let's go a little bit faster. Here we go. 1, 2, and here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We play that 8 times. Now, I'm going to let you play that on your own. Be a detective. Watch yourself. Use your ears. You probably know the difference between a good sound and a bad sound. You want all your sounds to be the same. Work those back fingers. Keep those fingers on the stick and listen to the sound. You want them to all be the same. Very important. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. As a little side note, make sure that you are not playing these too loud. These don't need to be so loud. You can relax. Let it flow. Your doubles. The idea of this is that you have to play this as much as you possibly can. I like to put on a song, for example, and play along to that song. Let's try that for just a second, and let's see how that goes. So here we go. Right hand only. So as you can see, what you want to do is play through the entire song with the right hand. And then when you're done with that, play through the entire song, no breaks, with the left hand as well. This is a great way to build up your strength. So that's one really, really good exercise, the double beat exercise to work on your doubles. Play it for the duration of an entire song, beginning to end, no stopping, every single day. You don't have to pick Back in Black by AC/DC. Pick whatever songs you want. Play it in rhythm. Electronic music is best because that will help you play more perfectly in time, as if it's a metronome. This will really, really help increase your technique, your endurance, and your strength with your doubles. Now, once your doubles are working from one hand to the next, we need to create exercises that are going to combine the right hand and the left hand together. For that, we have the exercise called short, short, long. Now I'm going to put the music here for short, short, long. Some of the notes have slashes, which mean we are going to double those notes. The reason this exercise is called short, short, long is because we have a short phrase followed by another short phrase followed by a long phrase. So that's where the name short, short, long comes from. This is going to mix single notes and double notes, which is where things start to get a little bit more interesting. This is 65 beats per minute. We're going to play triplets, groupings of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's first get that in our hands. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. The slashed notes. Double, 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 top. Let's go even slower. This is the speed of our triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And our doubles. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Double, 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 double. It's very important to try to sing the rhythms. This will help you to understand them a lot more. Let's put our exercise short, short, long together. Let's listen. 1, 2, and here we go. Now, I just played that painfully slow. Let's go faster. 1, 2, and here we go. Repeat. Now, if you don't read music notes, don't panic. This is some pretty easy stuff to follow. If you see this marking on top, this kind of a alligator mouth shape, that's our accented notes. If it's a normal note, just consider it a normal small note. And if it's a normal note with a slash through it, it's a doubled note. If you see 3 notes with slashes through them, it is actually going to be 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Double, double, double. Don't go too fast too soon. That's my advice for you. Don't go too fast too soon. Play this until it's super, super comfortable. Low rolls, high accents. Make them as different as you possibly can. Here we go. Faster. 1, 2, Repeat. Feel every single note in your hand. That's very important. Feel every note. Digga, 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 digga. This is still slow. Here we go. A little quicker. 1, 2, the 1, 2, the da. Two, a 1, 2, again. Now you'll notice that those accents are very clear. The rhythms are very clear. They're even. They're all more or less sounding very similar. That's the objective for right now. When you get those faster, fantastic. That was 140 beats per minute. We want to go much faster than that. That's really not fast. We want to get them as fast as we can go. Super speed is not the point for today. Clarity and correct is the point. One word of advice is when you work on your technique, get yourself a practice pad and practice that technique away from your drum set. This will help you to focus a lot on the things that really need to be focused on, because it can be very distracting if you're behind the drum set working on some boring paradiddles and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, screw that. Now you're doing something totally different. You're also not going to wear out your electronic drums as fast if you put all your technique practice on a practice pad. So that's going to help you a lot to stay focused and working on the things that are really important. Our final exercise is called paradiddle breakdown. Now, of course, if you want to practice paradiddles, playing simple paradiddles with music is a very, very good option, or just playing paradiddles with a metronome. But there are other ways that we can practice and break the paradiddle apart so that our brains recognize the rhythm and the pattern. So here are the first 2 measures of the paradiddle breakdown. 1, 2, here we go. The next part is going to simply add the second note of every 4, which is 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left, right, left. 1, 2, and here we go. 2, again, here we go. 1, 2, again, here we go. And lastly, we're going to add in our final note, paradiddle. It's going to be the 4th note, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, and that's going to create our full paradiddle. 1, 2, here we go. It's really important that as we break the paradiddles down, that we pay very close attention to those details, accented notes, and unaccented notes. Make them as different as possible. The high notes are high, the low notes are low. Here's the full exercise all the way through. Here we go. 1, 2, and here we go. Here we go, a little bit faster. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, and here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. A very key element to you successfully playing these fast and clean is making sure that your first note of every 4 has an accent on it. It's nice and big, and that one's going to be a down stroke. Down, 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 diddle. I like to sometimes call them down-a-diddles. You put the downstroke on the first note of every grouping. Remember, the reason we do that is because the following notes have to be small. For example, down, diddle, down, diddle, down, diddle, down, diddle. If you compress your speeds, you can get these much faster. This is that first, second variation. And then kind of deconstructing it. I probably just gave you easily 3 months worth of things to work on. This is just 3 exercises and 3 small, what I would consider just the taste, the beginning taste of these techniques. The slower you practice them, the more correct they will be. It is not about speed at the beginning. It is about playing it correct. So I hope these exercises help you. If you ever need any help, please let me know. Don't be afraid to send me videos of you playing things. I will give you some feedback. Absolutely keep up the great work. And I hope that this produces some kind of results for you. Good luck. Peace out.
We are the heroes of our time. Heroes.